So, Uber just told me I can earn 5% more with Advantage mode. Well, it sounds great, right? Well, wrong. So, let me show you exactly how 5% of nothing is still nothing and why it's just Uber's latest trick to control when, where, and how you drive. So, let's break this down, guys. Uber's Advantage mode versus Standard mode. See, a lot of people see this. It's been around for a little bit, but at the same time, is it worth it? So let me break it down. Like and subscribe. Let's get into the episode. So you might always see Uber talk about Advantage mode, or you're in Advantage mode, or you're at risk of losing Advantage mode and being in Standard mode, all this. And you're wondering, well, oh man, I've got to get that Advantage mode. That's 5% more. Well, what are the requirements for the Advantage mode? Exactly, right? Well, you just got to have above 25% acceptance rating. So you got to have at least over 25%. You got to have under 8% of a cancellation rate. Then your rating's got to be like over 4.85, and then you got to have over like a 75 on your driver insight score, your CMT score. So the last two, honestly, there's something that you should have. You should have over 4.85 rating, and your driving score should be over 75. Like, it shouldn't be that hard to drive correctly when you have passengers in a car. But the first two, well, they're not. Are they really worth it to get 5% more to supposedly get priority access, all that? Well, let's break it down. Let me explain and have you look at it from this perspective. So why do they remind you about Standard mode, or you're at risk of losing your Advantage mode, all this, right? Well, Advantage mode is really to help prevent cherry picking. That way they can get you to take more less profitable rides than actual rides that really make sense for whatever you're trying to do for that shift. So should you worry? Does it actually help? Well, let's see. So the first thing you should think about is that 5% guarantee. So think about it just like this, right? And I always say this on Reddit and everything. What is 5% of a dollar? Well, that's only 5 cents. So let's break it down a little bit more. What's 5% of $4.44 fare? Well, that 5% plus $4.44, that's only $4.62. So that's 22-cent difference. It's not really that much. So let's say $10 fare, right? Well, $10 plus 5% is $10.50. So you get 50 cents. Wow, that's great. Okay, but really, is it great? Well, if you think about it like this, Uber may be telling you, I'm going to give you 5% more. Yes, every little penny does count, but what about surges? If you're worried about your acceptance rating, if you're worried about your cancellation rating, well, then you might lose a surge just trying to keep that Advantage mode, when honestly, that dollar surge, that $1.50, $2.50, $4, $5, $10 surge, definitely equals a lot more than that 5% on top of that fare. Because you've got to remember, just because Uber says they're offering you 5% more doesn't mean they're not lowering that price and then just tacking it on there to make it look like, hey, we actually gave you more money, when really they didn't. So you might think, okay, well, 5% ain't that much, but I get priority access at the airport. Well, honestly, I wish I had screen recording of the times when I was at the airport, and I would get that message from Uber, because when you're in Jacksonville, and yes, I'm in Jacksonville, so this is how it works in Jacksonville. You get off 95 when you're coming from south. As soon as you get off, you're actually in the airport waiting lot map. You're in that little square. I'll show you on the screen right here, but you're in that little square. And as soon as you get off, you're in that queue, and you automatically can get a trip. Well, I'd always get this little message saying, hey, oh, you're in Standard mode. You're behind. You're in the back of the line. Well, am I really? Because before that even message would even go off the screen, I would actually get a trip trip request from the airport, not some Walmart trip or some random trip. I would actually get a good, decent paying trip. I can't tell you how many times I got a trip before I even got to the waiting lot, before I even got off 95. I could go to the next exit and then curl around and go straight to the airport and not have to try to get back around. That's how Jacksonville is. But that goes to show, okay, you get priority access, or you supposedly get priority access, but if all the other drivers have advantage mode too, then who's getting priority access? Probably nobody. Everybody's in the same boat. So it's just another trick to get you to worry about something that does not matter. And I try to break it down so much so you guys can take a step back, because I know you guys are busy. Everybody's working, you're driving, you got bills to pay. So sometimes it's really hard to focus on all that stuff. And if you're new, you're going off what Uber's telling you. You think, oh, they know what's best. They're the company, all this. Well, they don't know what's best. Obviously, the first clue about they don't know what's best is they don't want you to be an employee. They want you to be an independent contractor. But being an independent contractor gives you that freedom to say, I don't want that ride. I don't want that ride. I don't feel like picking these people up. I don't trust them, or I don't like where the area at, or they're taking too long. So that's part of being an independent contractor, is you have that freedom to decide if you want to take that ride or not. And if you want to cancel and continue the ride or not, you have that freedom because you're an independent contractor. So that's the thing about priority mode, is if everybody else has advantage mode, then what is the priority that you're getting when everybody else is in priority mode also? Everybody else is getting priority airport access. All that is everybody's still in the same line that you would have been. I sat at the airport sometimes when it was not busy around town, when I knew it was busy at the airport. I'm standard mode. All the other drivers might have had advantage mode, whatever, they might be diamond. I still get rides. I still get good trip requests. Now, occasionally I lose some good ones because somebody would have Maestro and automatically it would snipe it out of me. But that's very random, and that's something, another tool they're using that really there ain't nothing I could do about it, whether I was diamond, advantage mode, or anything. So that's the thing, is even though it's 5% more, that's really 5% is nothing compared to what you normally get. And if anything, they probably lower the price just to give you 5% more, which would be the same price that I get at standard mode. So real quick too, just so you guys know, don't forget, got the Gridwise app. It's the link in the description. You get a 14-day trial. Click it. There's a QR code on the screen. You can scan that. Whichever way, they're both the same. You get a 14-day trial. I use it. I pay $9.95 a month. I've been doing it since I started. It's good for airports. It's good for events. It's good for everything. All kinds of stuff. It definitely comes in handy for tax time. And as I do this trip, I'll show you more how it works, how I used it. And if you watch some of my other videos, I do the same thing in there. So please, if you want to try it out 14 days, click that link in the description. I do appreciate it. Thank you. There really is no difference. The priority access, well, if everybody else has it, there is no priority access. So that's just another lie. And that's the whole thing. If you really break it down, if you really look at it, everything they're trying to tell you to keep this advantage mode is all a lie. Now, great. If you do have over 25% acceptance rating, if you're under 8% cancellation rating, and then, the last two, the 4.85, and then the 75 driving score, well, that's great. You got it, no big deal. Okay, you get a little extra, whatever. If you think so, you won't even see a difference. So it doesn't really matter. But should you worry about your acceptance rating? Should you worry about your cancellation rating just to have this little tier if you don't have diamond or anything else? No, you shouldn't worry about any of the tiers that Uber offers, because the only thing they're trying to do is get you to worry about stuff that does you no good, just so that you'll take rides and just so they can pay you less money because they know you're desperate, because they know you're worried about something that literally they're using it to control you. So really, you're not earning more, you're just earning less disguised as more. So you don't chase that carrot. Just focus on profitable rides that make sense to your goal for that shift. So if you continue to focus on metrics that Uber wants you to focus on, well, you will continue to be stressed out over nothing, and you're probably going to make less money than other people. So yes, cherry picking, definitely a better way to do it. All these other advantage mode, diamond, all that stuff is literally does you no good. So anytime Uber comes out with something new, honestly, you need to take a step back, look at it, and think about it, because most likely it's not there to help you, it's there to control you. So like and subscribe, guys. Let me know about what you think about it, because honestly, it's not worth it, and If you think I'm wrong, well, prove it, because I guarantee you, you're going to have a hard time proving that you're right and I'm wrong, because there's no way you could say, hey, they're paying me 5% more than what I'm making. No, maybe at the second when I'm doing deliveries, you could say it, but at the same time, it does you no good. So if we're doing the same thing, only way you're going to make more money is if you get lucky and get a better trip. But advantage mode, diamond mode, all that stuff means no difference. It makes no difference.